Salisbury ever since I was old enough to go to kindergarten. Now, this is a picture of Hotel Del Coronado, which is in Coronado, California. And the reason I included this is because my family is very important to me, but I don't have many pictures of my family on my laptop. And we took a vacation here a couple years ago, and it was just one of the most memorable vacations I've ever taken just because of how historic it is. My family includes my brother Dan, who's actually a senior. You guys may know him. I have two sisters, one who's a junior in college, one who graduated from college a couple years ago, and then there's my mom, my dad, and I also have a golden retriever who's named Cody. My family actually has a strong connection to the University of Delaware. My dad actually went there. A couple of my uncles went there. That's where my one sister is going right now, and that's where my brother's actually considering. And who knows, I may even end up there one day because I really like this school. I think it's a great school. What I enjoy doing most with my family is watching the Eagles game every Sunday, and I mean like every single Sunday. My mom was born and raised in Philadelphia, well, like the suburbs. She's an avid Eagles fan, and my dad, my brother, and I, we all just love watching football. If you know me, you know that I love basketball. I consider basketball a very big part of my life, not in the sense of like ball is life. Personally, I really do not like that quote, but I do consider basketball more of a lifestyle, just in the sense of like how much it affects my life, everything from what I do during my free time to even like the clothes I wear. I play basketball all year round. You can tell by that picture. I play summer basketball for the school. Then I go to fall open gyms for the school, and then there's the winter season for the school. And then there's club basketball, which is called AAU in the spring, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing that anymore just because I don't really like it that much. My goals for basketball are very simple. I just want to be the best high school player I can be at this point. I really have no ambitions of playing in college, but if I actually did happen to get an offer from a college, it would have to be the perfect offer because some colleges for basketball, there are very big course restrictions because of the schedule. Um, Sports are just a huge part of my life in general. I love sports. It takes up the majority of what I talk about with my friends and like my dad and my brother. I love all sports in general, but football is my favorite to watch. I play two fantasy football leagues, and sports even affects the video games I play. I really like playing my Xbox One, but I really only play games like 2K basketball and Madden. I'm not really into shooting games or anything like that. In terms of future aspirations, I feel like what would make the most sense is for me to become a doctor because my dad is a cardiologist at the Lehigh Valley Hospital. My sister is also a bio major at Delaware, and so that exposure has really gotten me interested in medicine. If I do become a doctor, I would really like to become a sports medicine doctor or an orthopedic surgeon, just because I feel like it's like a perfect combination of two of my passions or interests, which is like sports and then there's medicine. The guy on the left, his name is Dr. Christopher Hawkins. I've actually seen him for appointments before, and I just love talking to him. He's very interesting to listen to. He knows so much. The thing is with becoming a doctor, though, it's a very, very long journey, many years of education and training. First, you have to go to pre-med, and then there's medical school, and then there are other steps like fellowship and residency. If I do choose to go to medical school, I think I would love to go to Jefferson because I feel like that would just be such a great story to tell people in the future. That's where my dad went, and it would be where my mom grew up. Like not she didn't grow up in Philadelphia, but the suburbs. So yeah, that's just a cool story. I think. If I don't become a doctor though, I feel like I'd love to become a sports journalist because again, it's a combination of two of my passions, which is writing. I think it's what I do best in school. And it's what I like doing the most. And then there's sports. Um, that to become a sports journalist, though, you need to go to school for broadcast journalism. I feel like that would be really kind of a cool thing to study because it's basically learning the ins and outs of broadcast and then the basics and fundamentals of journalism. If I do choose to go to school for broadcast journalism, I would love to go to Syracuse University. Not only does it have one of the best programs in the entire country, but it's really close to Connecticut. And the importance of that is that's where the eastern headquarters of ESPN are located in Bristol. So my chances and probability of scoring an internship at ESPN would be greatly increased. And honestly, that would be my dream job, working for ESPN as a writer or like an anchor on TV because talking and writing about sports for my living would just couldn't get any better than that for me. That's actually very difficult to do. Those jobs are really they're really competitive. So if I don't get a job at ESPN, I think I'd still like to work for any newspaper chain just writing about sports. Like I said, that's just it couldn't get any better than that for me. So those goals and those interests and passions I feel like really define me as a person. So thank you for your time.